Hello there, and what a joy to have you join us this morning as we continue with this wonderful, wonderful program that is helping so many people, particularly people in business, all people aspiring to begin their own business, and this is the Kingdom Business Network. We are here again, and thank you for joining us on Faith Television or social media platforms. We really appreciate your company today. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, you can share with us through the number on your screen, and we'll be glad to interact with you and be able to hear what you have to say. Well, with me, I am again joined with Dr. Francis Mungai, who is also a bishop and a minister of the gospel, but again, well-versed in business. Dr. Mungai, karibu. I don't know what you are thinking today.
Thank you very much, Bishop.
Yeah.
And I would like to welcome the viewers. Welcome to this program this morning.
Beautiful. Nice to see you. How has been your week?
The week has been good. At least now we have the rains. We thank God for that. Much anticipated. And we also thank God that the El Nino seems not to be coming. We didn't pray for it. We were so scared. But we did pray against it, and we want to have regular rains and no more rains. Yeah, and we thank God for that.
Yeah. Somebody said it's good they announce so that we can pray.
Exactly.
Because if they say El Nino is coming and it's going to finish people, destroy property, then as a believers we pray and God answers prayer.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what keeps you busy? How is life, you know?
Life has been quite good and interesting. Preaching the gospel, doing business, and running around playing golf and having some sports here and there.
Did you say golf?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, why do you play golf? I know there are people out there who think, well, golf is this class, or maybe they don't understand chasing after the ball. They think it's a lazy sport, not necessary. Maybe it has nothing to do with exercise. Why do you play golf, and how long have you been playing golf?
Well, I've been playing golf from 2010. I was introduced to it by my former boss in a company I worked for. He was a vice president for Africa. I was doing marketing as a marketing director, and he introduced me to golf. And I've played golf ever since. It's a sport that I like because, one, I'm able to connect with the people. Number two, I'm able to do a route of about 9 kilometers every round.
9 kilometers?
Exactly.
Wow.
Very good for exercises. Yes.
So when you say your boss introduced you, I mean, this is somebody you have a working relationship. Why would he introduce you to golf?
Of course, he himself was a golfer, and he also realized that if we need to do marketing and meet our customers and get some connections to improve and increase our business, then one of the places we need to be in is in the golf grounds.
So what you're saying, you can do golf for business?
Exactly.
For networking?
For networking, yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you didn't know that, and you thought maybe just chasing after the ball. You can do it for... You have mentioned exercise,
yes,
networking. Any other reason?
You see, in golf, there are people who you can never meet in their offices, or rather, it's very, very difficult to meet them in their offices.
Okay.
But on the golf course, it's the easiest place to meet almost anybody. You know,
okay.
You're almost like equalized, you know.
They're relaxed.
They're relaxed. You can strike a conversation very easily. You know, then you have got a whole about 4 or 5 hours to be with this person. So you can imagine if he's a target customer and you have 4 to 5 hours. Then
They bought the product.
They just buy the product before you finish the round.
And here, there are those who are always surrounded with security. Here, they don't have their security.
They don't have
you have free access. You can talk to them, share. And I think also for relaxing your mind.
Yes.
You know, I think that's also important, where you go to the woods, to the trees, fresh air, relax your mind. And I think that's important. Well, thank you for sharing that. And we also here with Steve Kamau, who is an entrepreneur, preacher of the gospel, and many things. Yes, Steve, tell us what's going on.
Well, I'm just enjoying life. And living the dream, living one day at a time. And it's good to be here on Kingdom Business Network again.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what comes to mind with all that is happening in the war in Middle East and what is going on? A lot of people devastated. I don't know, before we go to our discussion today, any comments on that?
Well, I think it's time for us to pray for Middle East. And what's happening there is very devastating for the people living there, the young children, the women, the sick, the vulnerable. They're really going through a lot of pain. And I think it's time for us to engage in prayer, pray for those wonderful people, that they may be saved from that war. When war happens, it affects the people who are fighting and the people who are losing. So I think our duty is to pray for them so that that war can come to an end.
Yeah. It's really devastating to see people dying, children being killed, and some maybe do not know the Lord and their lives are lost. I don't know, Dr. Francis, what comes to mind on this?
Well, this is something that we actually need to pray, as Reverend Steve has said. The moment the Middle East catches a cold, the rest of the world, I think they have a big flu.
That's correct.
You know, because then things which get affected are things like oil, and oil affects every other part of the economy in most countries.
That's right.
Kenya, especially, we are not producing oil, so that becomes another extra headache to deal with. And then again, also the toil in terms of the people who are losing their lives, both Palestinian and Israelis. Much as we biblically would want to side with Israel, but when you put a human face and you see young kids dying, whether Palestinian or Israelis, you feel sort of...
A child is a child.
Child is a child. Yeah, so we would really want to pray for peace and hope that peace prevails in the Middle East.
Correct.
If these two countries can be able to strike a compromise and live in peace, I would be happy about that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm interested also to hear about the discussion today.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
As we come to that,
Okay.
I know you're talking about, very far, the Middle East and all that. But maybe even as you think about business, there are people who are listening, watching us, and they are going very difficult, devastating situations. And we are ministers. As much as we're talking about business, we are ministers of the gospel. I don't know, maybe a word before we dive into business, a word of encouragement and hope, because we are also here to bring hope to the people who are listening. Yeah.
What I would like to tell the people in this country is that tough times do not last, but tough people do. Somebody said that, and I strongly believe that.
Robert Schuller.
Robert Schuller, yes, Crystal Cathedral pastor. And what I would say is that as things become tough as they are, just try and make sure that you keep your head above the water, trust in God, do the right things, and by the time the economy bounces back to what it should be, then you'll be one of the people who will be able to leap big time.
Wow.
Yeah, Jesus said, "Come to me, all ye that labor, and all ye that are heavily laden, and I will give you rest." And that assurance, I think, is so crucial to a child of God, to know that no matter what kind of weight is on your shoulders, if you come to Him, He'll give you rest. So put your trust in Him, and when you come to Him, come in confidence that He will offload your weight. He's the only one who is able to do that, and He's the only one who promises to do it. So why not give it to Him?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So give your weight, your burdens, your cares. The Bible says, cast all your cares to Him because He cares for you.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to talk about business, and today we're handling a very important topic, that is marketing. Well, if you have products, you have services, and you need to market, there are ideas, there are tips, there is wisdom that we will discuss here that will help you in marketing and help you to understand when you talk about marketing, what comes to mind. What is the most important? What are the important principles of marketing that we can think about today? We try to break them. We don't want to be so professional. We want to come down to where you are, where you can understand what is business and what is marketing. And I want to give Dr. Francis here he's very good in marketing, and that's his area where he thrives, and he trains people in that, and he has done that for many years. So when you think marketing, what comes to mind?
Well, my dear viewer, marketing is all the activities that you engage in terms of promoting your products and in terms of selling your products or services, because again, you could be engaged in product business or selling a service, like cutting people's hair, that's a service. Selling insurance, that's a service. Selling a product might be selling this cup or this vase. So all those activities that you engage in, that's what we call marketing in a broader way. Marketing is quite diverse and quite huge. And it's also understood differently by different people.
Right.
A lot of people, when they hear marketing, they straight jump into promotions, giving discounts, putting adverts in the newspapers. They look at that as marketing. But marketing is much more broader than just putting an advert on social media. It's much bigger than that. So today we'll look at marketing and try and put in the other important components of marketing and discuss them. I know that at a later date we'll also look at marketing strategy. We'll also look at things like segmenting your market, marketing research. All those are marketing, but today we're not going to delve into that. And we would like to limit ourselves for today's discussion to the first key things that you need to do as a marketer. And the first thing, and we'll get into the details of it, is looking at what is your product or service, then looking at how you're pricing it, and then looking at your pricing in terms of where you are going to ensure that your customers get your product from. And then the last, we'll look at promotions.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, 4 areas.
Yes.
So you're saying number one, we look at
Product.
the product. Number two, you think about
The pricing.
the price. And then 3,
We look at the pricing,
the placing.
the outlets now.
That's the outlets. And okay, number 4,
We look at
the
promotions.
promotion. Okay. So I think that's important. Before we go to this, Reverend Steve, when you think about marketing, what comes to mind?
Marketing for me is getting your product known.
Okay.
Getting your product known. And with the end goal of selling it.
Okay.
So marketing is really having that product well known so that people now can begin to talk about it. But the end result is actually selling that product. That to me is what I think about marketing. In marketing, I also think it's important that you create a base of the people that you want to reach. In marketing, you cannot reach everyone. You reach a base of the people, your target audience.
You have to have a target.
Yes, your target audience in marketing. Who is it that I'm trying to, the demographics of the people that I want to meet. So once you establish that, then you zero in on how to do it. But my most effective tool is in marketing is on what we call one-on-one.
Okay.
One-on-one.
Sounds like one-on-one evangelism.
One-on-one
It's
evangelism.
actually called direct selling.
Direct selling.
Direct selling.
Yes.
Okay.
So in that, I'm talking about you being able to get yourself in front of people and telling them about your product. So
Okay.
being able to talk to one person at a time, being able to have a group of people and having business networking community that you bring people in and talk to them and a larger base.
Yeah.
Going to organizations like churches and sharing what you do, going to organizations where people meet and being able to market your product, get yourself known. That to me is more effective.
Yeah.
While other avenues are important, that is effective because people then will begin to connect whatever it is that you're marketing.
The Happy
to
Life
person
mission
that
is supported by
that's
3
marketing.
pillars.
People buy people first before they buy the product.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now once that is established and once you establish a base of people then once you have enough people buying your product, then you actually have enough people talking about your product to the people that do not know it. And that becomes very effective. When people can talk about other people about it, and that's even in evangelism, that's how we do it. Yeah. If you have enough people in church talking about Jesus outside of church, the church will grow.
Yeah. So marketing is very key in doing your business, because you have product, you have services, that's what you're offering, and you wanted to get it out to the people. I'm reminded in the Bible, because I'm a teacher of the word, where Jesus said, you cannot light your lamp and put it under your bed. You know, when you put the lamp, let's even the bulb or the light, you put it up there so that everybody can see. I think it's the same principle, that when you have a product, you have services, you have something you're offering to the people, you believe in the product, you believe it's a wonderful thing you're doing, then it can help people, then you want to put it up there. I don't know what you think about the product.
Yes.
It's a principle of marketing.
Now, the product or the service is actually the fundamental thing that you're trying to offer to the customers. Therefore, it's very, very important for you to first of all get it right.
Okay.
A lot of time people assume that the fact that you have got this cup and you want to get to the customers, then you have what the customers want. And that, in most cases, is not correct. That's why you find that it's very, very important as you start this journey of marketing, you ask yourself, what product or service am I offering to whom?
Right.
Then we'll go at what price, where, and all that. But it starts with the product. And this is where you ask yourself, what problem is the customer encountering? Because if you look at the needs of the customer, trying to explore what are the customer needs first, then you're able to then ask yourself, how do I meet this need of my customers? Do I meet them with the need of, with the product, this product or that product, or which product? If you're just a seller, a reseller, you're buying from X company, then you might realize that you don't have to buy from X company. Maybe you need to go to Y company and buy their product, because those products are better suited to the customers that you're targeting. If you're a manufacturer, then you can develop a product that is tailor-made to meet your target audience. So the product or service that you offer is very, very key to the success of your business. Just picking anything and trying to sell is a hit or miss situation. Because you could also just be replicating what everybody else is doing. But if you ask yourself, what do my target customer need? So it should be a need-based product. That your product is going to solve a particular need in the life of your customer. And that's the way then you need to ask yourself, what is unique about my product that I'm offering? You know? So if you're offering this cup, what is unique about it? Because a cup is a cup is a cup to many people. So you need to ask yourself, what's so unique about what I'm offering? How do I differentiate myself? Because you go out there and you get thousands of cups. Then you're stuck with your cup, because maybe you didn't come there first. There's somebody much more established than you. There's somebody selling at a lower price than you. So you must do your homework in terms of uncovering the needs of your target customer. Yes.
That's true. Well said, that as you're going to present your product to somebody, how well should you understand that product? Because I hear you saying you have also to believe in that product that actually is going to solve a problem. Because I broadly said that business is solving a problem. If I have a need and you meet that need, then you're in business, because I will pay you for the services, for the product. So the customer here is looking for this product, for this service, and then you have the solution. So when you provide the answer, then you actually in business. So how important is it for the one selling, the one marketing? How important is it for you to understand that product? Because you see so many people trying to market, and yet, or maybe you even hire people to market for you, but the kind of don't have a clue, or they understand 20% of the product, what they're trying to sell. So I don't know how important, and how can one, what should be done? What are the steps to really knowing and studying your product?
Well, on product, you first of all need to have a quality product, product which is not going to break down the following day. So it should be a reliable product.
Quality.
A quality product. That's has to be there. Then the other thing that is very, very key is for you to understand what are the features of your product. But remember, you don't sell features.
Okay.
You can tell us about all the various features of your product, but at the end of the day, you have to connect the features of your product to the benefits that those features offer your customers. So as a person selling, you must believe in your product, know your features of your product, and how those features translate into benefits to your customers, because what you sell is a benefit. You can tell me I have a phone which has a battery hour of 7 hours, but you need to relate that and tell me that is going to reduce my recharge time, or is going to give me what benefits that is going to. So you have to translate it to a customer to make him understand that the benefit of an 8-hour battery is this. Not just a feature. The benefit of having a phone book of 300 memory numbers is this. Otherwise, just stating, oh, my phone, for example, if you're selling a phone, is 6 hours, is 4 GB. Some people don't even know what 4 GB is. You know? So you must translate those features into the benefits the customer is looking for.
And break it down to where what they understand, what you're saying.
Yes.
Don't be so technical.
Exactly.
Break it down to the level where the customer will understand.
Yes.
The benefits.
The benefits.
The benefits.
Exactly.
Why do I need the product? Why is it? What is that product gonna do to me? That is very important to the customer. You know, when I was selling insurance, you sell insurance and people buy what you tell them. There is no product. There's nothing that they take home, but they have to pay for it. That's why they say it's a hard sell. Because when you go to the supermarket, you go walk out with a paper bag. But when I sell you an insurance policy, all you have is my word and a little document that you sign, and you start paying towards it. So in insurance, you are buying a promise, not a product. So the promise has to be that there is so much benefit to this product that you see the importance of having it. Right? So if I tell you that if you buy this policy, for example, life insurance policy, if you're a family person and you care about your family, and if you bought a policy of 10 million, and God forbid, the inevitable happens. And I used to remind my clients that there's something that happens to all of us without fail. Everyone dies. Okay. So I tell them that if you leave that 10 million, your children will not struggle, and their children will not struggle. So you leave them in a better shape. And you can continue to be a provider the way you are now, even while you're still in the grave. And that's why you find in the cemeteries, there are some cemeteries that are never visited, and others which are visited every 6 months, because those people cannot forget
the checks they're getting.
The checks.
What you left.
Yes, but there are graves where people just walk in and walk away, never to return. So that, when you now break it to that level, someone understands the benefit of it. I think it's important in the aspect of understanding your products. It's important to understand what it is that you're marketing. What is it going to do to that individual? That is very, very crucial.
Just to add on what you're saying, I also sold insurance briefly for about 6 months.
Okay.
And one of the things I realized was very, very difficult for a lot of my co-workers, especially the new ones, was exactly handling the issue of death benefits in insurance policies. Right. And for many of them, the issue was that they tell somebody, oh, if you die, then you'll get this, there'll be this benefit. But the conversation of death, especially in Africa, is a very difficult one.
Difficult conversation.
Very people don't want to discuss that.
Right.
Even you'll get an old person at the age of 90 or 80, but the last thing he wants to discuss is death.
That's a conversation we need to change.
But we need to change that conversation.
Yes.
But I love one thing that you've just explained. That you went a step further, not just telling about the benefits, the features of the insurance policy. There's a death benefit, but you actually went and broke it down to show them how their benefits will benefit year in, year out, when they are dead.
Yes,
and that changes the conversation.
It changes the conversation
because it's no longer about death.
No,
it's about taking care of their family.
Now it's about taking care of your family past your expiry date.
Exactly, and that makes a very big difference. Yeah,
that's something that is very lacking, especially in African countries, and that's why life insurance is not sold much. So the cost of insurance is very expensive, especially life insurance. It's very expensive in Africa because very few find the benefit of it. But when you go into the Western world, it's no-brainer. When a child is born, the parents buy a life insurance policy for them. Because when you buy a life insurance for a child that is just born, then that child, when they get to the age of 21, you give them a policy that has already have dividends in it. And you tell them this, I bought this for you when you were born. And sometimes it has $100,000. And so that child will never be broke. And so people say, oh, you know, the white people are very wealthy. No, they just plan their lives.
So marketing is also planning.
It's planning.
Planning. And that's important. Well, don't forget, with us here at the Kingdom Business Network, and you're talking about marketing, you're talking about business, and when you talk about marketing, it touches all levels of business. Those who already started and maybe they are very established, those who are at the middle, those who are just started, and even those who have an idea, you want to start a business, then you also need to learn how to actually market your product and your services. And this is going very well. If you have any question, any comments, please send them to us. We will be able to answer, we will be able to communicate, and this is going to be wonderful. So the second one you talked about is the pricing.
Yes.
What do you think, what do you have to say about pricing?
Pricing is very, very key to marketing because you must get the right price point to price your product or service.
Okay.
Now, if you price your product so highly, you fall into the danger of pricing yourself out of the market. If you price your product so low, then you're not getting the maximum value. You're not extracting enough value from what you're selling.
Okay.
So you really need to have the right price points for your product. Because remember, after people like a product, the next thing they ask you is how much.
Okay.
So in answering the question how much, then you need to ask yourself, one, how do I price my product? And I want to get into the technicalities of pricing. Maybe we'll do that at a later stage. But there are many ways of pricing a product. For example, I'll just briefly touch on a few. For example, like this is what you call market skimming. You find like new phones when they come out, like Apple, Samsung, and the rest of it. They start at a very, very high price. So for innovative products, when they come out, even new television sets with new technology, they don't start at a low price.
Right.
And this is because they might have put a lot of research and development into a product. And they still do not know exactly how much will their customers be willing to pay for that product.
Right.
So they want to extract as much value as much as they can. So they'll price, for example, a new iPhone at 200 plus, depending on where you're coming from and which model you're talking about. And then progressively start lowering it down. So they're actually going for the top tier, going then reducing the price a little bit like that, until they reach a balance whereby the price does not fall that much. And might be that by that time they're about to release a new model,
Okay.
which again they still start the same process. So that's one way you can price.
Okay.
But I believe the people we are talking to most likely might not have that innovative product.
They haven't built a name.
They might not have built a name, but if they have done, That's one way you can approach it. The other way,
sorry. So in this one, you're saying you can actually be selling more than the product. You're selling the name.
yes,
Let's say a big company, multinational, it's known all over the world. So whenever people see their product, they have a level of trust.
Yes.
That have known this product, have used this phone, brand for many years.
Right.
So whatever they brings, I trust it.
Yes.
I don't have to go do a lot of research and all that. I have used this phone for 10 years, 15, 20 years. This television, this car. There are people who are stuck with one car all their life. So whenever they bring in a new car or a new product, they don't have to worry about it because they know I've used to this. But the other people, you don't have a name yet. So there are those dynamics.
exactly. Those dynamics of the branding, and also the dynamics of the fact that it's innovative.
Okay.
That means it's actually something you're introducing to the market which has never been there. It's a technology or a feature or a benefit that is new.
Okay.
So because of that, then you're able to ask for those high prices. Yeah. So that's one way you can look at it at one extreme.
Okay.
The other way to do your pricing is to actually look at how much does it cost me.
Okay.
In terms of
The seller or the buyer.
you're still at the seller.
yeah.
The seller. You have costs.
Yeah.
The cost of producing, the cost of getting your product, add all that cost, and then add a margin.
Okay.
So if it costs you, let's say 100 shillings to bring this, you as a seller, to bring this to your shop, 100 shillings, then you put might be 20 shillings, so 20 is your margin. So that's one way you can do it. The other way you can do it is whereby you are asking yourself, what is the competitor selling this cap at?
Right.
So you do what you call competitive based pricing.
Right.
So you go to your competitors and look for a similar cap, and you see they're selling at 130, 140, 135, then you price yourself somewhere in between, so long as you're able to recover your 100 shillings cost.
Correct.
So that's just another way you can do it.
Okay.
So there are a number of ways you can actually do
Is there
it.
like a price that is almost, for lack of a better word, that is immoral or evil, where somebody bought something, let's say for 100 shillings,
Yes.
and they come and sell it for 700 shillings? I mean,
The cost of the product is based on how much the customer is willing to pay.
yeah, I know that, but
Because
will you go home feeling
someone
guilty?
someone who buys a Toyota and someone who buys a Mercedes, the Mercedes guy buys, they are willing to pay the high price, not because the Toyota is not a better car, not because it's not a bigger name, but because Mercedes has convinced you that their car is better. Both of them will be on the same road.
Is it just a conviction or is it a reality?
Maybe it's not a perception. It is a perception because you can buy a Mercedes and I can buy a Toyota, and my Toyota outlasts your Mercedes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So it's all perception.
Are you agree with him?
I agree with you.
It's all perception. It's all perception.
In marketing, perceptions become reality.
It's all perception.
How you're perceived out there in the market actually causes you to charge more. For example, I'll give you an example. iPhone and Samsung, and I don't want to get into that discussion. There are people who are brand loyal to iPhone.
Right.
Yet sometimes when you look at, for example, the camera of iPhone, it has the lowest megapixels than many others like Oppos and the rest of it.
People know
But they don't care. The person who likes iPhone, they're willing to pay more for it with less features.
How many people will go asking about the megapixels and all those things?
Oh, they do know.
All they know, all I need is a phone. I can call, I can send messages, take pictures.
But the reason the iPhone man is willing to pay more for the iPhone and not get the other kind, it is because they are convinced that this is what they want. So the price is determined on how much the customer is willing to pay.
Okay. So are you saying also, is it okay to sell perception also?
Actually, there is. You can't sell perception, but you can make money out of perception. That's it. Correct. Because you are perceived to be. Okay. That's how brands are made.
But people sell perception, I would say.
Yeah.
When they put the adverts out there on TV and all that, yes, there may be some truth here and there, but they also want to persuade you. So they'll put things and graphics that really will persuade you, and maybe when you buy that soap or when you buy that product, you wonder, is this the same thing I saw on TV, you know, or I had on radio? It may be very different. So I think perception is a big deal here.
It's a big deal. And still coming back to your question is, there's also the pricing whereby you sell a product based on what a customer is willing to pay. There's also something like that.
That's it.
But however, the challenge comes in that you might have taken advantage of that customer, especially if, I don't know how to put it, if he was not really willing to buy, he just bought by impulse. Simply because you just mentioned a price and you like the product.
But listen, that's the way I buy all my products.
Yeah.
So you cannot say you can't say that if someone who sold me something that I didn't want to buy, they did something wrong.
Yes.
I'm an impulsive buyer.
Yes.
I'm the one who's a problem. It's not the seller.
It's not the seller.
Every time I walk myself in a store, I end up buying something I didn't want to buy.
Maybe we need to help you to stop.
The challenge with that is, if you're the seller and you've taken advantage of your customer, and you have sold 2 or 3 times the price of the product.
Correct.
And then the customer finds out.
Right.
So, and I'm not saying all customers will find out.
Right.
But there's a very significant amount of customers who will come and find out that you took advantage of them.
Correct.
However, if it's within a reasonable margin, people don't mind.
Right.
For example, if somebody brought your product right here where we are seated, you'll pay slightly more, yet you know you can actually go to town and buy it. Because of convenience, you're willing to pay slightly more. But the question is, how much more are you willing to pay? It differs from person to person.
As much as I know.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then there's what we call post-purchase dissonance.
Right.
That is, every person, when you buy something, you're happy about it initially. But then thereafter, you want to validation from your friends. For example, you buy a new car. You want to hear Peter here say, this car is nice. But if you hear nobody saying that this car is nice, even a suit, you know, you keep quiet and this is very common, especially with ladies. You know, when they put on something new for a hairstyle, a handbag, whatever it is,
a hairstyle,
or even a hairstyle,
it's a product.
They're actually trying to, they'll be walking, trying to ask themselves the question, how many people like what I have? How many people notice me? If nobody tells them that you have something nice, it's like they never put on that dress.
Correct.
Or if you're married to, you know, this woman and you didn't tell her anything, she put on that dress, that shoe, the handbag, and you don't say anything. And then she come back in the evening and say, okay, the whole day, we spent the whole day with you, you never said anything, you didn't see anything, you didn't see the new hairstyle, and I was in salon for 7 hours. I mean,
that's how people get divorce papers.
Exactly.
What did you call that?
Post-purchase dissonance.
Post-purchase dissonance. Okay, it's what people tell you. I mean, you want the approval.
You want approval.
Because everybody wants to feel like I made the right decision. I think that's what you're saying.
Exactly.
If I bought this suit, if I bought this product, you know, the people want to feel like I made the right decision. And I think that is important. Okay.
And you can imagine, like, if you bought it very highly, very expensively, and then people can't even realize that is an expensive thing.
Do we have enough marketing people in our community today? Like, for example, there are too many products to sell. There are many people with a lot of apartments. There are a lot of people with a lot of car dealerships. There are a lot of people with, say, hospitals. There are a lot of people with companies that needs people to market their products. Do we have enough people marketing products? Do we have enough people interested in the work of marketing? Is it a lucrative business? Is it something that people can look into? People who come out of the colleges and universities, is that something that, because I see opportunity in a sense that there are too many housing, too many car dealerships. If we have enough people marketing those products, then we can have more people buying those products. And we can have more people employed or making a living in the area of marketing. Do we have enough people doing that?
Well, this is a very interesting question because I'll look at it and say we have more than enough people
marketing
who are qualified.
Okay.
But on the other side, in any business, everybody in the business should be customer focused and should be a marketer. So in every business, everybody is a marketer. Even when you go out there and you start talking about those houses, you're a marketer. Now, that then poses a bigger problem because everybody is a marketer. So why should you employ a marketer? A qualified marketer.
No, if
you understand?
If you have say 1,000 apartments that you need leased, you can't do it alone.
I hear you. I'm still arguing. I'm still arguing. So what that starts to do is that you find a lot of people out there who are marketers because they are actually talking about those houses, but they are not qualified marketers. So one of the reasons why you find a lot of those issues that you're talking about, that there's no offtake of some of these things, is because the people doing the marketing are not qualified, and the reason why they're doing a half-baked job is because they actually do not understand the marketing. They have a bit of marketing, I agree, but they're not doing it professionally. So the challenge we have is actually getting these professional marketers to actually take up the job from the other marketers who are also supposed to market, but are not doing the professional job. Exactly.
So do you need to be trained to be a marketer, or are there people who would say they are gifted in marketing? Is it training? Is it gifting? Who is a good marketer here?
Well, it's an interesting question also because the training is very, very important for you to be able to do it professionally. However, the gifting is important for passion.
Adds value.
And adds value. Have you seen the Mari guys? Promoting their product. Mari. And you're like, this guy will keep on shouting like that the whole estate. And the moment he passes via your house, near your house, all the people in the house, the housewives, the house girls, and everybody run with things they want exchanged. And that's how they do their job.
Nobody trained them for that.
They have a skill, they are passionate about it, and they're able to market whatever they're doing.
What you're saying, people need also to be creative in their marketing.
Exactly.
Don't just follow the script, how you're trained, because sometimes you can follow it, but you need to be creative, think outside the box. The other day I saw somebody who had their own small van, and I wondered, why are they driving? It was on the street, and all the doors are open. And then I heard them announcing, I think they have recorded a voice where, they were selling sukuma wiki, spinach, nyanyas, and then, kitungu, and they were selling all those vegetables. So an idea is, there's somebody, they may not have been trained to do that, but they creatively thought, instead of my car sitting in my compound, I can use it for 2 hours in the evening, put vegetables inside, put eggs and whatever, and just go around the compound and the estate and sell it. And they're making good money.
Exactly.
So before we take a break, now, when you're thinking about marketing, have you ever marketed anything?
Yes.
What would you say was your most successful story in marketing?
Well, in marketing, I've done a lot in marketing. I've marketed insurance, I've marketed detergents, and I've been able to gain key top accounts in this country. I don't want to mention their names. And to me, that became one of the reasons why I got promoted. So I still remember getting into some accounts. One is a major hospital. The other one is an infrared caterer in this country, and getting what we are calling total supply contracts, whereby we are supplying all the cleaning and hygiene products to these businesses, and that actually resulted into my promotion. That's one of my biggest success. The other success would be opening markets outside the country.
When you said it was a big success, was it like you sold products worth 100,000, 100 million? About how much? Right?
Well, by then, and we are talking of more than 10, 12 years ago, we were able to actually sell detergents worth about 2 million shillings per month.
Wow. Per month?
That was a lot, yeah.
What would you pin down this to? I mean, what gave you this kind of edge? I'm sure there were other people who are marketing the same companies, people. What gave you the edge?
What gave us the edge is that these customers, first of all, had a lot of other suppliers of detergent, cleaning materials and all that. And when we went to pitch, we went in with a different concept. And the concept was very simple. We can totally manage your cleaning and hygiene, and then you concentrate on your core business. You are a hospital, concentrate on taking care of your patients. Cleaning and hygiene and thinking about detergent and where to store them, how to put a dispenser should not be one of the things that you should worry about. Worry about your customers. Worry about the well-being of your in-flight customers, for example, and we'll take care of the rest. So when it went in, we came in with a total supply contract, whereby we actually managed their cleaning and hygiene, from buying to ensuring that we have people who are going to handle the cleaning and all that.
So you went an extra mile.
Yes,
you did more than their expectation, because they were using to buying the products, the cleaning detergents and everything, and then they manage all that.
Yes.
Of course, you have to hire people. You have a lot of headache. We don't have this. We don't have this. I mean, that's true. Well, when we come back after a short break, we'll also have Reverend Steve tell us whether he has ever marketed anything apart from buying. He said he's an impromptu buyer, but whether he has been able to succeed in marketing.
Correct.
And I also think whether I have been able to market anything apart from the gospel of Jesus Christ. So, well, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with this very interesting discussion on marketing. See you in a few minutes.
Thank you.
The Happy Life mission is supported by 3 pillars: rescue mission for the most vulnerable, quality Christian education, and lastly, first-class comprehensive medical care. Under the rescue mission is the Happy Life Children's Home.
Well, in the year 2002, we decided we want to jump in, we want to go and begin to help these children. Well, little did we know the need was even greater than we thought. There were 5, there were 10, there were 20, there were 100, 200, and now we are talking of close to 1,000 children that have been rescued through Happy Life Children's Home.
The Happy Life mission first and foremost started as Happy Life Children's Home, and I want to tell you that in the 20 years that we have rescued children, I have seen children come in all shapes and in all conditions, and it is amazing how much a transformation we see in these children.
The Nairobi campus has babies from the age of 0 to 3 years. Most of the children that come to Happy Life Children's Home come without a name. We give them a name and we love them. When the kids are of school age and they have not been adopted, they move to the Juja Farm campus where they live and go to school. In as much as many children are adopted, there are others who remain at Happy Life for a number of years. In the belief that children are meant to be raised in a family, for those who remain with us, we provide a family-like community setting. Under the education pillar is the Happy Life Christian School and Faith Premier High School.
The Happy Life Christian School started in a very interesting way because we started to realize our kids were getting to school-going age. We had a class at our Rosambu Center, and then we realized that the number was growing, and the next year we needed to have more. And I want to thank God that in 2013 we took 13 children to Juja and started what we call the Happy Life Christian School. And this school has grown. We have seen children come in playgroup and PP1, and some of them right now are in our high school. Others that have come through our hands are in different high schools in this country. And I love just the energy these children have. We have the Girl Guides and the Scouts. We have children that are very talented in music, playing the instruments, doing all sorts of things with their hands. They do a very good poetry. The school is really vibrant.
About 3 years ago, we also began high school, which is a Faith Premier High School, which is also in Juja South. Because again, these children, as they grow, some got to the place where they need to go to high school. And it's very challenging when you have 15, 20 children that are going to high school and they are students, to take them to different schools in Kenya. So we thought the best option was for us to start a high school. This year the school is in up to Form 3, and next year we'll be going to Form 4. And also we have just started now, according to the new education system, we have started the junior secondary school.
Under the comprehensive medical care pillar, we have the Jesse K Children's Hospital, which was established to provide quality healthcare for the body, mind, and soul.
We started building a hospital, and eventually when it was done, we realized, wow, this is a big hospital. We asked the government officials from the Ministry of Health to come and look at it, and they said, wow, this is level 4. We had actually applied for level 3 and they gave us level 4.
Due to the demand for quality, affordable care in Nairobi, the hospital has extended outpatient services to adults as well.
Later on, we were able even to open another clinic in Juja Farm. And our plan is that we will be able to open other clinics around, satellite clinics that will feed into the main hospital. The main hospital has an operating room or theater, there's a pharmacy, there's a lab, we have ultrasound, X-ray and all that. You know, it's a good hospital, and people are coming in hundreds and getting help. We've done medical camps around in the hospital and even other places in the city and even outside the city in the rural areas where we have been able to support so many people, and we are really thankful for this vision that God gave us.
The hospital also offers ambulance services to those who need immediate medical attention and they are not within the hospital. The children and staff of Happy Life rely on the prayers and passionate support of our many volunteers, sponsors, and financial partners.
The biggest problem is, why is it that man wants to pretend that they don't have problems? And the Bible is clear by saying, in this world you'll have many troubles.
Some of these things the children are watching. Actually, don't even have to tell them. What they see is what they will repeat. They say, manke, see, manke, do.
And that's why you find that most women live longer, because they are able to loosen up.
We need to come to a place whereby the boy child can be molded from baby steps up to that old man that we are seeing today.
This is a level 4 hospital providing quality health services to both children and adults. The main aim is to provide timely and efficient inpatient and outpatient medical services, including general and specialized treatments, clinics, and consultations. Jesse K Hospital is located in Roysambu along Lumumba Drive opposite Park University.
Hello there and blessing to you. The Bible says the end of a matter is better than its beginning. And this message goes to all our blessed candidates, whether in class 6, in class 8, and also in Form 4 or college, wherever you are, the level you are in. I want to ask that the Lord will bless you, give you peace. And the Bible says, we did not receive the spirit of fear. So fear is a spirit, but the spirit of power, love, and sound mind. So you want to ask that you will not be afraid. You will not fear. You will not panic. You will not in any manner be paralyzed, but you will stand strong. We wish you well. God's blessing, peace of God that surpasses all understanding will be with you. Even in that exam room, you will enjoy the blessing and the peace of God. And God will remind you even the things that you have learned. So as you go, be bold, be strong. Know that you can do it, you can make it, and you will finish strong. Now, even as you finish with your exam, even before you wait for the results. I want to invite you to a very special program that we have at our ministry. It's called Faith Today, School of Media and Music. Well, this is a very good opportunity for you to learn about music, media, graphics, camera, photos, editing, all those things. So you'll be able to see our flyer, you'll be able to see what we are offering, very affordable, and you can come and learn how to use your time in a better way than just sitting and waiting for the outcome. I want to invite you, and you can see the numbers there, the contacts you can call. You can please come and be part of this. God bless you, wishing you well, and see you on the other side of victory. Blessing to you. Thank you. Welcome back to this wonderful discussion. We are talking about marketing, and we've had a very productive discussion just before we took a break, and we want to continue. Welcome back, and we want to continue in this wonderful topic. And we talked about pricing, and we talked about the product, and I think we didn't finish about pricing. And I think there are a lot of dynamics here that goes into play when you think about, pricing, because many people will wonder, how do I price my product? How do I price my services and everything, so that we can, continue? What do you think we are remaining with in pricing?
Yeah, we have a few others that I would want to mention today, and the other is the psychological pricing. This is whereby you find somebody selling at, let's say, $3.99 or $1.99 or 99 shillings. Okay. And you're asking yourself, why don't you just write 100 shillings instead of 99? Or 199, why don't you just put 200? But it's done to play around with your psychology. Okay. And it's actually been seen to be very, very effective. So you're not associating it with the next price band. Yes, if it's 199, you're not associating it with the 200.
It's not yet 200.
You are still talking of one, like it's 100 and something. Yeah. Yet it's only 1 shilling. And actually, when you give them the 200 shillings, they don't give you change.
Or even the customer will say, don't worry about that one.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's actually psychological pricing, and it's one of the ways that you can actually price. The other one I want to mention is the discount pricing, whereby you actually put up a price, and then you offer a discount, let's say 5% discount. I'm giving you this at 100 shillings, but I'll give you a discount of 5%. So you discount it. And I've seen also this in another form, and a case in point is one of the second-hand retailers. I don't want to mention the name. And what they do is that when they open new bales, they might have a price of, let's say, 650 for the dresses and the clothes. After 3 days after people have taken whatever they want, they reduce the price. They discount it to 500. After a week, you find the price has gone down to 100 shillings. The following week, just before they open new bales, you find the price is 50 shillings for everything.
Correct.
So they start with a high price. Again, they are going down, reducing the price. So that is discount pricing. And then there's another one I just want to mention today, and I really don't know.
Before you mention that,
yes.
When you talk about discount pricing, there are people who say, for me, I only put one price. I'm selling this pen for 50 shillings, no, discussion, buy it or take it. And another one will put it at 70, then you come down to 60, you're still negotiating, and then you come down to 55. Do you think one has an advantage over the other, or what would you advise, people who are listening?
Well, again, it depends on who you are selling to. In many establishments here in Kenya, when you give a discount, somebody feels that he has bargained and has gotten value for it. So it actually works for you. But when you offer a fixed price, sometimes people are like, you're not accommodative. You're not listening to us.
Yeah.
So at times it's good to actually price such that you have a small room for negotiation. That leaves your customer happier that is getting a better deal.
So if I have a chemist, I can actually, people come in buy my medicine, I need to allow my physician, my person selling to offer discounts?
Actually, surprisingly enough, in most chemists in this country and in Nairobi, they'll always give you some discount.
Okay.
Yeah, and also not only just a discount, they'll also give you an option to buy the branded and the generic.
Okay.
So maybe the branded is 500 shillings.
Okay.
When they see you are bargaining a lot, they tell you, I also have got generic at 300.
Okay.
So the choice is yours.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So kind of when somebody has bargained and you give them a 10%, 20, and some of it is official, they are told by the business owner, you can allow up to 20% discount or 10% discount. But there are also people who don't ask for discount, so probably now the business benefits much more. Exactly. There's another category you wanted to mention.
The last one I want to mention for today, and there are quite a number of others that I have not mentioned. The last one is what I say in town. I don't know where to classify it. And this is what happens in town. You hear, mia, 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 mia.
Bei ya jioni.
Bei ya jioni. Now, I have a problem with that because I produce my 100, then I'm told, it's your mia. I said mia, mia, mia. So that is 300.
Wow, okay.
So I think I would call it attention grabbing pricing. Because the mia, mia is supposed to grab your attention that this thing is 100 shillings. But when you now they show the interest, they tell you now, ulisikia mia mara ngapi? You had it 3 times. So mia is actually 300.
It's 300.
So I think people are very creative also.
They come up with new ways of selling.
Exactly.
And kind of they want to catch your attention. This thing is not, it's like even in the big shops, even in the malls, they'll put something on the display which you'll see passing. Let's say it's a shop where they are selling shoes. And they'll put a shoe there, very looking nice shoe, and they'll put it for, let's say, 700 shillings. And then only when you get in, you find that was quite discounted. It's not maybe as good, but all the others are much more. But they wanted to catch your attention, such that, oh, that shoe is 700, let me get in. And then when you get in, you find there are 5,000, there are 7, there are 10,000. And all that, but they just wanted you to come close. And I think probably that's part of marketing. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. I think it depends on the audience when it comes to the area of marketing products for less than. It depends on the audience. There are some specific places that you go and you do not expect to get into price breaks. Yeah, so it all depends on where it is that you are. Yeah, but for the small business, I think when it comes to marketing, for the small business, somebody who is starting, I think it's important for them to really capitalize on who it is that you're reaching, who it is that is going to buy your product. For example, if you're selling baby products, you want to make sure that you can reach young families that have babies. If you go into a retirement place and you're selling baby products, you may not be very successful. So you want to make sure that you're reaching your product to the people that can actually
buy for their grandchildren.
Yeah, but more than likely, it will not be you will not be successful because they only buy once in a while. But the person with the baby will come and buy today, tomorrow, and the day after. For the grandfather, that's just a gift. But for the mother, this is something that is needed every single day. And that's what you want, because in business don't want just to make the sale. You want to make sure that that person comes tomorrow, comes the next day. It keeps coming just to you because of how you're promoting your product. So that's very key. A lot of people, I tell people that you can make 10,000 shillings with me today, or you can make 1,000 every day of your life with me. So decide which one. It's of greater value. Because if you sell it to me for 10,000 today, and I don't come back, you lost me for forever.
Lifetime value.
Yes, yes. And I would never recommend you to anyone. But if you give me the right price and treat me well, I'm likely to come back and bring someone else with me. So to me, that's the greatest marketing.
So what you're saying is important to also think, how can I keep this customer?
That's it.
For a long time.
Yeah, if you're selling only once, you're not doing business.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I sell you this product and I only sell to you once, I'm not in business for a long time. I'm going to get out of business.
Yeah.
But if I sell this product and I convince you to come back again and again, then I have you and I have your entire family. That's why a lot of big businesses, they develop a client base where they only sell to these people. And those people, they've trusted them. And once a marketing company loses a particular client, they do everything to gain them back. What did we do wrong? What can we do to gain you back? Because you don't want to have a product. For example, if you're in the area of medicine, you don't want to have a hospital buy your medicine for just one day. You want them to be your client so that anytime they run out, the first one they call is you.
Yeah.
But if your competitor is coming and convincing your client that they are better than you, then you need to really
You lose your business.
You're losing your business. Yeah, so it's not about...
So what are some of the tips? I mean, what should people do? Practical steps to keep your customer for a long time?
It's really taking care of the customer. Really taking care of the needs of the customer. Yeah, once you take care of the needs of the customer and treat the customer the way you want to be treated, that customer will always come back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to a store and the owner doesn't care. Or the owner is there and they have somebody who is in charge of selling, but they just have no clue what they're doing. And you see the owner sitting there in their office pretending to be very busy, but they don't understand that if that customer doesn't buy, their business is not going to last.
Yeah.
So they are being able to make the customer feel important and appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I left too many shops to come to yours. And the fact that I've walked into your shop make me feel important. Treat me well with respect and dignity. Do not think that I'm just wasting time. Do not prejudge someone, because the person that looks that they are not going to buy, they're the ones that end up buying.
People do that a lot. When somebody walks in, a customer, there are people, you walk in and they look at you and they think, you're wasting our time. Because they think they don't have the money.
Correct.
Maybe they missed their way, the products here are not. They start sizing you from your head to your toes. They look at you, how you're wearing, and they're saying, maybe they need to know the suits here are going for 40, 50,000 and what they are wearing. I mean, and you miss the opportunity. They may even come and buy 3-5 suits and you don't know who they are. And I think that's important. I don't know what you think about that, keeping our customers.
It's very important for you to take care of your customer, because without customers, there's no future to your business. And again, you have to have a good customer experience. So customers have to have a good experience with you, doing business with you. They should be happy doing business with you, and that will make them even give you more referrals. And the referrals, especially word of mouth, is one of the most powerful tools that you have out there to grow your business.
Customer experience.
Customer experience.
That's key.
It has to be positive.
Very key.
In other words, it's what they will remember once they have left your business.
Exactly.
The services you offered, there's a place somebody will go, maybe have lunch or buy something. Okay, they have done it once, but they decide, I'll never. I mean, we all have done that.
Yeah.
Right.
You go to a restaurant, you go to a place, business, you buy something, you go to a hair salon, you go to, but you decide, okay, I'll never go back there. I'll never refer anybody. And then these people will be losing a lot of business. Before we took a break, we were to ask you, have you ever done any sale, and how did it go?
Oh, sales. I've been doing sales for a long time.
Tell us more.
I've done a lot of sales. Sold cars. I've sold a lot of things. But I like the idea of selling. For me, the idea of marketing, selling, that to me is key.
One that you had a breakthrough that you can remember?
Come alive. One that I had a breakthrough. Oh, there are many of them, but I think is in the area that I mentioned earlier about insurance.
Okay.
That I became the top agent with a big company in the insurance industry within about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Out of 100, and it's because I saw the value in the products, and I needed to be able to get to more people. And I actually went an extra mile by visiting people in their own homes, and giving them the product, telling them the value of the products that they are buying into. And to this day, and it's been more than 20 years, those people that I sold those policies, they still have them.
Wow.
Some of them have even called me to say thank you. Because when they bought them, they were younger. You see, life insurance is cheaper when you buy it when you're younger. Some of them bought them when they were in their 20s. And now, when they see the value of it, they're saying thank you that you helped me. And see, living abroad as an immigrant or a diaspora, you begin to feel that sometimes people do not know the things that are readily available for them to make their life more interesting. People sometimes think that the only time that they can make money is when they work with their own hands. They do not realize the value of having money work for them. And life insurance is one of those where you pay a small premium and you take care of your family for 50, 60 years, 100 years, because you made a decision. And so I was educating people on that. And because I needed to see that these young families, they are safeguarding the lives of their young ones. You don't want to have someone die and then you have to raise money as a community, and then the widow that is left with 3 or 4 children have no income coming in, and there's so much devastation. And when they come to college, they're not able to go to college. So asking when it is that I did is helping those families find this great value in life insurance and other products that help. They were able to invest in the way I market it. Even today, I still do it with a passion. You can tell with the passion that I'm speaking with, because I see the value in it. It's not because I grew up with my parents taught me about insurance, but because I was taught by a gentleman called George McFarlane. He's an old guy now. All he does is play golf. He's 85. So
85.
Yeah. So I meet him, and
was he that passionate?
Very passionate. Even today when we talk, because I meet him at a golf course, we talk about insurance. Yeah, we talk about.
So passion is key also.
Very passionate.
Whatever you're selling, don't just be passive. It's good to be passionate about it. I think let's move to the next one. Is placing. We have talked about the product, the pricing, and now let's talk about placing. What is all that?
Well, pricing is all about how do you distribute your product, and you have a good product or whatever it is. How do you get it out there? You can sell it through retail outlets, let's say supermarkets. You can actually sell it online. You can actually have a store. You could also actually get some people to do personal selling, might be put the products inside their bag and go from house to house. So basically that becomes very, very key. So for you to be able to expand your business, you don't have to restrict yourself to brick and mortar just as your store. You can actually have another arm that actually promotes your product online through social media, you know. You could also have people coming into your store. You have a few sales ladies, salesmen, put your product in the bag and they go around with it and actually take it to the homes of your target customers. You could also look for somebody who can be able to buy wholesale whatever product you have, and that becomes an outlet. So for you to be able to expand your business, you have to explore some of those avenues.
Oh, that's important. So how do you, I mean, there are all these avenues, there are 4, there are 5, there are 10. What are the key things that you look for when you think about placing? That I should use this and not this? Are there some key guidelines that one can consider?
There's really no key guidelines, because the guidelines will depend on actually what you're selling and what your target customers is.
Okay.
So what is very important is to ask yourself, in the line of business that I am in, what else can I do to create another avenue? Because remember, every other avenue of distribution is actually you opening a new market. So you should actually ask yourself, what new market can I open? You can also look at what your competitors are doing.
Okay.
Are they online? If they are online, can you consider online? Are they in this area? Might be they're not in another, let's say like they're not in a retail outlet. And their absence in that outlet is also an opportunity. So it doesn't mean that if they are in a particular area, you have to follow them. It might also mean that if they are not in that other area, it's an opportunity for you to be the first one to get in there. So you have to actually keep on asking yourself these questions. How can I actually open a new market for my product?
Okay.
And then in the end of the day, you have to just try out some of these things and see what works and what doesn't work for you.
Well, you mentioned competition. Is competition healthy in business? And some people also mistake or we mix it up between competition and copying other people. What do you think about competition?
Copying and competition, I think, is the same thing.
Okay.
Right? Because if I see you selling a product and you're doing very well, and I just decide, I think I'm going to do the same. I'm bringing competition in your field. And I'm copying what you do.
I'm trying to do it better.
Doing it better.
Is that healthy?
So
is it a healthy approach?
In my view, I think it's very healthy.
Okay.
And also, it is very good for the person that is the consumer. Okay? Because now the consumer has what we call the advantage of, there has a choice. If you're not going to sell it nicely, I'll go to John. John is actually giving me a better price. If John is not behaving, I'll go to Jacqueline.
So you think competition is healthy?
Competition is very healthy.
Dr. Francis, what do you think?
Well, competition is very healthy. As he said, first of all, it has immense benefit to the user, to the buyer, to the consumer. Immediate benefits, unless there's no collusion, because there's some of these people who collude to actually have fixed price fixing, we call it. So they can fix and say the price of steel is this much.
Right.
You know, the price of airtime is this much. So if that doesn't happen, then it's healthy and it's good for the consumer. For the person who is selling, the manufacturer, the owner, and all that, it's a way to actually help him open up his mind to possibilities. Because you'll go out there, you find somebody is selling something much better, cheaper, more quality than your product. That what you're selling. So it challenges you to actually think deeper and be more innovative, develop new product and all that. So a lot of products have developed as a result of competition. When you try to outdo your competitor, we've come up with many innovations.
Better products.
Even better products and better solutions to the needs of the consumer. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win.
That's why Uber is picked up, because it became a competition to the taxis and the matatus. So now they became better, that I can actually order it on my phone and it comes to where I am. So competition is very healthy. It improves the quality of products.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think next time we'll talk about the digital marketing, platforms that are very popular today, because again, there's a person-to-person, one-on-one, but digital. So competition, you're saying, is healthy. Is there competition that is not healthy?
Yes.
Which one?
Like the one I've just mentioned, where there's price collusion. Yeah, so when people collude and they form a cartel, and for example, we've had a lot of many cartels all over. Like one of the big one is OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Producing and Exporting Countries. They collude and they say the price of a barrel of oil is this much. And then they have to continue trying to maintain that price at the expense of the ordinary mwananchi. Yeah, so that's unhealthy competition.
Competition helps people to identify where to find the product. Like if I mention used clothing, what comes to your mind?
Gikomba, mitumba.
How about if I'm talking about materials to make clothes? Biashara Street.
Biashara Street,
yes.
Okay. And Ngara.
Yeah. So, but yet they are all been existing in the same place for many years. And so, if you know that you can go to a particular street and find variety of what you're looking for, then it makes your work easy.
It does.
It does make your work easy as a consumer.
And it also pulls in a lot of customers to that particular street.
Yes.
Okay. What you could not do as one seller.
Yes.
The fact that you have lined yourself along, let's say, Biashara Street attracts a lot of people.
Yes.
The same way this Lee. If it was 1-2 sellers, it would not be as popular. But the fact that there's quite a number of them competing, then everybody is running there.
Yes.
I wonder if that would work for churches. If just put
actually
churches on the same street.
It actually does work.
How?
It actually does work. I have seen churches in the same street. Like last Sunday, I saw like 6 churches. All in the same street. No competition.
Actually, it's something that we need to investigate, because I hear that there's a famous street in Nakuru known as Kanu Street.
Okay.
I don't know, there are more than 40 churches in one street. I need to investigate that further. So I guess
God must be living there.
on Sunday there's no parking along
There's
that
no
street.
competition.
Wow.
There's no competition.
Yeah, you give people options.
Yes.
Somebody can choose to buy here today, and tomorrow they can buy. They also compare the prices. They'll move to 3-4. Like if you see, let's say you're looking for tiles, you're building. So you go to this shop and this one 4-5, and then you're able to compare instead of moving from one end of the city to another corner to another place. So kind of the same area, and I think that is helpful. So, please.
Yes, I'll assure you that when you have a lot of them in one street, then the next thing that happens is price fixing indirectly. There's a time I went to buy some tiles, and now our area is Kijabe Street has become a tile area. And the price you're told by one, and you negotiate, the last price they give you is actually what every other person will give you along that street. Roughly the same price. And I guess what happens is that somebody wakes up early in the morning and sends somebody to the neighbor, and they ask the price. Then they know this is what we'll sell it at. But anyway, it was a lot of us.
Or they communicate.
Well, our time is almost up, and if you have any question on this, is a Kingdom Business Network, talking about business, particularly marketing today. That's what we are handling. So if you have any question, as we almost wrapping up, we will be able to answer. Somebody is asking here, I want to start business. How can I identify my target market? It's about marketing. So somebody who is not started, but they want to start, how can I identify my target business?
Again, the product is based on need. The person that is asking how they can identify. You don't identify the market, you identify the need. Okay. For example, if you go to the Muslim world and you're trying to sell pork, you may not be very successful.
Okay. So they don't eat pork.
They don't eat pork. So you must identify what it is that the need. Once you identify that this product is needed, then it's so easy to identify who will use it. To me, that's how you find.
So it's good to do some market research.
Yes.
Okay.
Know what it is that who it is that is going to consume the need. You do not identify who is buying. You identify who needs what you're selling.
Okay.
Okay. Once you identify that there is a need of that product, like I mentioned earlier, when you see a lot of people building apartments, there's a need for people to go and talk to those apartment owners. How much commission can you give me to market your apartment so that your apartment doesn't stay vacant, and I can do marketing and bring people in to occupy them. So once you identify there is a need, because that is a need, right? Once you identify that there are people who are selling products and they have no people buying them, and you decide, okay, I'm going to be the one who is going to be the middle person or the broker who is going to connect this product, this person who is selling this product with the person that is buying it.
Yeah.
You make money out of it. So you have to identify the need first before you can even think about
If you see people who are building some place, you know those people need food.
They do need.
You can go there with your food, with
Yes.
your porridge or
That's it.
chapati or whatever,
Correct.
and go, sell to them.
Yes,
So
I mean,
what do you say about that?
I think I would agree with what Steve is saying, and also what you're saying. It's more of the market research. You need to research and understand what are the needs of these customers, or the potential customers. And then once you know who needs what, then you ask yourself, how can I meet that need?
Correct.
Now, when it comes to the target market, then once you have these customers or potential customers, then you can break it down to ask yourselves, what are their demographics, for example? How old are they? How young are they? Then you can now come up with the subgroups and you say that, yes, my houses are selling or have a potential buyers who are, let's say, aged between 50 or 40 to 60 years. And that becomes your target market. Because yes, there could be a need, but might be not for the younger people. Might be the younger people want apartments of this kind. The older people might want standalone mansionettes or whatever it is. So you then break it down to understand, yes, this group wants this, that group wants this. Then you ask yourself, out of all these groups, which one do I go for?
Okay.
Because meeting the needs of everybody is very difficult.
Very difficult.
So you cannot say you're going to meet the needs of the young people and the middle-aged people and the old people, for example. So you ask yourself, who do you go for? Some people might say, I want to meet the needs of salaried employees. Others might want to meet the needs of business people. Those two groups will behave very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
I want to give somebody a tip. Somebody who is watching today. In the month of December and November, I see a lot of people have a lot of events. Weddings, church conferences. There are people who are called event coordinators. Somebody who will come in and make sure that the event is seamless. Whether it's a church conference, whether it's a wedding, whether it is a function, whatever kind. Those people can be very instrumental in helping the people who wants their event to be colorful and successful by coming in and becoming the solution to that. That's just a tip that I'm giving to someone who is looking for a new business.
Well, that's an opportunity. So see the opportunity instead of, because sometimes we can always see problems, challenges. It's also good to see, we say in every problem there's an opportunity. Don't just go beyond the problem and see the opportunity. You know, if you see a crowded place or where people, there's too many or rather very many people, see an opportunity. What can I do here to make, and when we always say, like you said earlier, when you are solving a problem, you're in business. You know, think, oh, these people need food, or they need clothing, or they need shelter, or they need, you need to collect, they need to, where to dispose their trash. You know, if they need water, they need drinks, snacks, their children need this or the other. So you are meeting a need, and at the same time you are actually in business. Well, we're running out of time. What is your final comment before we call it a day?
Yeah, what I would say is that I would like to encourage viewers who are listening to us, tune in every Thursday in the morning, and you'll get more of these tips. Realize that these are hard times for this country, but in the midst of all this, there are so many people who are still successful and still making it. You have to work hard, you have to work smart, you have to up your game in terms of acquiring new skills and new knowledge, and that will help you propel your business to the next level.
Thank you. Steve.
Well, let me just say to you, if you're watching now, maybe you're watching the repeat of this, listen, if you talk to more people, you're going to sell to more people. So keep talking to people about your product, keep talking to people about what it is that you're doing. And before you know it, you will be very successful in what you do. It's in the many people that you talk to. Don't tell me that you're selling a product and you don't like talking to people. You have to learn to talk to people. People don't bite. Talk to them. And then once you talk to them, make sure that they can be able to come back to you again. God bless you and give you success.
Wonderful. Who always see the impossible. There are people who are always negative, a lot of negative energy. But you can join the other group of people who see the possibility, who see opportunity, who see what they can do. Even in Kenya today, there are two groups of people. There are always people who are complaining, everything is going bad, it's going haywire, there is no hope, we can't make it. But you can go to the other side and decide, well, through this, in the times we are in, there is opportunity, there are many blessings, there are many things I can accomplish, there is what I can do. See opportunity and see good things happening unto you. And you can be part of the solution, because there are people who always see a problem, but others who always think, how can I provide a solution? Can you be the one who solves the problem than the one who creates the problem? Well, with that, thank you so much for joining us today in this live broadcast on Faith Today TV and even on our social media platforms. If you missed part of it, you can still go back to YouTube and Facebook and look for Faith Today TV, or even look for Overcoming Faith Church, and you'll be able to go through the whole and see the whole, and the Lord will bless you. Thank you for joining us. Remember, we are here every Thursday morning. We are live from 9:30 in the morning. And this December, I want to invite you, or rather even the end of November, we have our annual gathering. We have a great conference. It's called Transform Africa Faith Conference. It's coming up in the month of November 29th through December the 2nd. It's very exciting. We have local, international speakers, business leaders, family ministers, and youth ministers. Everybody will be gathered here. So we want to invite you. Mark the dates. We will be here at OFC, the House of Faith, Overcoming Faith Church, Thika Road. We are right opposite Garden City Mall. On this other side, like you're going to Thika, you will not get to Safari Park Hotel. We are back here just next to Astro, and you'll be able to join us every Sunday. I also want to invite you this Sunday. We are having a very special celebration. We are calling it Thanksgiving Celebration Sunday. And the month of November, by the way, is a month of the great celebration. So you can join us this Sunday. There will be a lot of fun time. There will be food. There will be celebration. There will be...
I'm coming.
All right. It's going to be great. If you have children, we have activities for children. We have some bouncing castles. We have trampoline and others, face painting. So it's going to be a great celebration this Sunday if you can join us. And on December 28th, as we are beginning the conference, we are going to have Kingdom Business Dinner. So this will be on Tuesday night from 5 p.m. That is on the 28th of November. So you can join us, mark the date. If you want to learn more, get more information, call that number and we'll be glad to hear from you. God bless you.
Did you say November or December?
November 28.
Okay.
November 28.
Okay.
And then the conference runs to December the 2nd.
Fantastic.
So it's going to be good. The conferences are the whole day from morning 9 o'clock all the way to 7 in the evening.
Wonderful.
Different sessions, and this is going to be great. The conferences are free. For dinner is paid up because there's food, and it's gonna be a 5-star, hotel, kind of setting, and so there's a little cost for that, but you can call our team; they'll be able to help you with that. But if you're serious about business, you can pay for it. You can pay a ticket to go somewhere to attend a conference for business, and it's gonna be wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Francis, Reverend Steve. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
We look forward to next week. We will continue with this Kingdom Business Network. From all of us, God bless you. Have a great day ahead.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.